Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Pub Trivia Experience. My name is Chris, and we are gathered here tonight for a little hot seat head-to-head action, fresh from his Sporkle Con appearance. J. Jonah Jameson himself, Bryan Nash, my friend, how you doing? What are you drinking?
I am doing fantastic. I did just get back from Sporkle Con, where I learned that I am nowhere near as good as trivia as I think I actually am. But I did get to hang out with the PTE's own wonderful Brittany Shaw and Timmy Tank Top and Jay Borsum, our wonderful Queen of Verboten. And we had a very good time in Detroit. And I came back with a souvenir. Because...
Oh, God.
Don't you wish you were me? Because in my hands, I hold a brand new bottle of Siesta Key spiced rum from Sarasota, Florida. Oh my God, boys. I got to try this. Jay let me have a taste, and I said, I must have more. And she handed me a bottle. So,
as Jay does.
Here we go. It's not Jay. Please tell me that picked up.
We got you.
All right. And I mean, it's a spiced rum with honey, and there's definitely cinnamon notes. And boys, this stuff is the smoothest rum I've ever tasted, like hands down. That's delightful. Just drinking it straight, that's delightful. But I am going to drink it with a Coke because I have to work tomorrow.
Yep.
You know, that bottle is literally sitting on the shelf of every liquor store in like a 50-mile radius of me, and I've never bought it.
It's delightful. Straight up.
I don't do rum.
Yeah.
But let's head on out. Huntsville, Alabama. Mike, my friend, how you doing? What are you drinking?
Chris, I'm doing pretty well. Can't complain. It's it's still the summer, but we're inching closer, ever so slowly closer to colder months. It actually was in the 60s this morning. It felt very lovely. And I decided, you know what? It might not be stout season, but screw it. I'm having myself a stout.
Ooh.
From the Southern Tier Brewing Company. This is the Peanut Butter Cup Imperial Stout. I have not tried this yet. I picked this up alongside the other one, the Orange Twist Imperial Ale that I've featured on the podcast before, the one that tastes like a creamsicle. And I'm kind of hoping this one just tastes like a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. I mean, with a name like Peanut Butter Stout, I would hope so. Peanut Butter Cup, I would hope so. Here's the pop. Oh, that's good. And that is dangerous because it is 10% alcohol by volume. I'm going to enjoy the hell out of that.
I'm not going to lie. I'm really jealous right now. That sounds really good. Well, I guess it's my turn. I have had a hell of a week. And when I had the hell of a week, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to grab the strongest thing that I own. It happens to be one of my favorite bottles, too. It's delicious. I am a Jack Daniels fan. I do like my Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels Single Barrel Select checks in at 132 proof.
Ooh. We are
uncut,
crawling away from
straight
this
from
one.
the barrel, private barrel, from the Kenny Liquors group here in, I think they're down in Riverview, but I like my Jack. Big ol' ice cube. Cheers, gentlemen.
Salud.
It just has such a really nice finish to it. So we are here to play a little bit of trivia. So we're going to start with our pregame. Bryan, you are the visitor. Do you want the odds or the evens in our pregame tonight?
Well, I'm going to go odd because I've already said it before. I can't even.
That is true. You can't even. All right, Bryan, you're going to go first. Your pregame category is music. And I'm going to give you the name of a song. All you have to do is tell me, is this song from the Australian rock band AC/DC or the Christian hip-hop / rock band DC Talk?
Okay, we can do this.
So it's AC/DC talk. Brian, we're starting with you. Your
I love
song title is "Carry Me Home."
Oh, you're starting out rough from the gate. Carry Me Home doesn't sound to me like a typical AC/DC title, so I'm going to say DC Talk.
"Carry Me Home" is AC/DC. It's a non-album single they released in 1979.
Huh. I was thinking, Brian, it could be "Carry Me Home" because I'm too drunk to walk home myself.
That was the one way it fit, and I'm like, maybe?
Yep.
Nah, Carry Me Home sounds more Christian.
Yeah,
I went
exactly.
with it.
We're going to see if Mike can shoot to thrill here. Mike, your song is "Damned."
Ooh. I mean, obviously there is a religious connotation to that phrase. Would DC Talk name a song "Damned"? I always felt so. My former college roommate Ben was actually a really big DC Talk fan, but it wasn't something that he ever really exposed the rest of us, his roommates, to all that much. So I only know a handful of songs. But I always kind of thought of them as a little bit more positive than that. And Damned has such it just has a negative vibe to it. So I'm going to say AC/DC.
The song "Damned" was released in the year 2000 off the album Stiff Upper Lip. AC/DC is correct. Brian, we're heading back to you. Your song is "Final Days."
Once again,
were you guys expecting Thunderstruck, or Jesus Freak? I don't know what you were expecting here, but
I have some deep cut knowledge of AC/DC. This ain't it. Final Days is just, that one screams to me more biblical. I'm gonna go. Or is that what you planned when you chose this song? I'll go see DC Talk.
Final Days came out in 1989 off their self-titled debut album. DC Talk is a correct answer.
Oh,
well
good.
done.
Brian, you're on the board. Mike, your song is titled "It's Killing Me."
It's killing me. Without any thunder, I'm just going to say DC Talk.
Off their 1998 album Supernatural, DC Talk is correct. Brian, you're not going to get anything easy like Backseat Confidential. Brian, your song is titled "Landslide."
Fleetwood Mac.
Okay, did AC/DC cover Fleetwood Mac? I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say AC/DC.
Landslide off their 1983 album Flick of the Switch. AC/DC is correct.
Nice.
Mike, your song title is "Like It, Love It, Need It."
Honestly, that the title just screams AC/DC to me. So I'm trying to see if there's any way that I could fit it into a DC Talk box, but I'm not getting there. So I'm going to say AC/DC.
Oh, no, it is DC Talk off their Jesus Freak album of 1995.
Okay.
Brian, question number 7 for you. Your song title is "Big Balls." No.
I was like, there's no way you're actually giving him that one. Come on.
No. Brian, your song is titled "Love Song."
The Cure.
Mike picked up on my hints here, where I had some fun.
Are you picking up on that laughter in the background?
No.
Oh, good. My wife saw something funny that made her laugh.
Was she looking at you?
I was waiting for it. That's mean. Yeah, there it is.
You're number one.
Because she was looking at the computer screen and saw me. Sorry, Brian. Go ahead. It's your answer.
Not from in there. Sorry. What was the song title again?
I don't even remember. Your song title was Love Song.
I got to go DC Talk with that. I can't see AC/DC doing Love Song.
Off the album High Voltage from 1975, it is AC/DC.
I thought that was a lock, Brian. I was like, there is no way this isn't a DC Talk song. Wow.
Chris, you are a clever, nimble little bastard.
You know,
the first time someone's called me nimble in a long time.
What sucks is I could do much better on this if it was Jars of Clay.
I don't know. Like they're like classified, I guess, technically as Christian, but like their songs aren't.
They're not quite as
They're not All right, Mike, we're going over to you. Question number 8. Your song is titled "Mind's Eye."
Okay, now I'm in Goldfinger territory. It's like every one of these songs, I'm like, I can think of another song by another band. Mind's Eye. Again, without any thunder, I'm going to say DC Talk.
Again, off their Jesus Freak album, Mind's Eye is DC Talk. Mike, you got your third point. Brian.
Yes, sir.
Question number 9. Your song is Caught with Your Pants Down. No. Brian, your song is Stand Up, which I would not recommend doing when you've been caught with your pants down.
Hold, please.
Brian's like, what pants? What are you talking about?
So I had never even heard of DC Talk until tonight, but Mike said that they're rather wholesome, which makes me believe that they probably wouldn't do a song title called Caught with Your Pants Down.
That's not the song. That was the joke. The song title is Stand Up.
Right.
Sorry.
Okay. No, it's okay.
I kind of forgot too.
Stand
I was still thinking it was Caught with Your Pants Down as well.
I'm going to say DC Talk on that one.
Oh, Stand Up is off of Fly on the Wall. It is AC/DC.
Man, I suck at this.
Mike, question number 10, going over to you. Your song is titled Talk It Out.
Not to sound like a broken record, but without any thunder, honestly, and that no pun intended on Thunderstruck. Talk It Out again. It's DC Talk is what I'm feeling in my bones. So I'm going to say DC Talk.
Off their 1990 album New Thing, it is DC Talk. All right, Mike, you're going to bring a 4-2 lead going into Hot Seat Round 1. That means, Brian, you get to pick. Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go second.
All right, Mike, you're going to go first.
All right.
I've got 15 minutes on the clock, an endless barrage of trivia, questions, and answers. Gentlemen, are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this.
Mike, here is your first question. 1920s 132 proof. 1920s tennis champion Rene Lacoste introduced us to which 1980s preppy wardrobe staple?
Can I just say like the shirt with the alligator on it?
Alligator shirt or the Izod shirt is correct.
Izod, yeah.
Brian, what actor portrayed the President of the United States in the hit TV drama The West Wing?
Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen is correct. Mike, in what British TV series did actors Simon Pegg and Nick Frost first team up with Cornetto trilogy director Edgar Wright?
Oh, I've heard of it. I've never seen it. I think it was called Spaced.
Spaced is correct.
Good
Brian,
call.
what was the first 2-seater sports car from General Motors?
Ooh, from General Motors. Ooh. Okay, now I've got Corvette or Corsair. I know. I'm just first gut instinct was Corvette.
Corvette is a correct answer.
Almost talked myself out of it.
Mike, going to you next. Within one either way, how many gold medals did swimmer Michael Phelps win at the 2008 Summer Olympic Games in Beijing?
I know he broke Mark Spitz's record. I'm going to say 8.
Oh, no, he had 6.
Oh, okay. Maybe he didn't break Mark Spitz's record in that Olympics. Okay.
I think it was 2012. But Brian, going over to you next. Brian, what country has the most vending machines per capita?
I'm going to guess that is Japan.
Japan is a correct answer.
Nice.
Mike, within 3 years either way, name the year these events took place. Chinese Communist leader Mao Zedong dies. Pictures from the surface of Mars are sent back by the Viking 1 lander. And Sylvester Stallone stars in the film Rocky.
1977.
That is within 3 years. It's 1976.
Oh.
Actually,
Brian,
knew that one.
Which NFL team lost to Phil Simms in the New York Giants in Super Bowl 25 when they missed a field goal with seconds left on the clock?
25 would be 1990, because that was 5 years after my Bear. Or wait. Yeah. 85 Bears, 1990. So Giants won in 1990. And which AFC team blew it? That might have been the first of the losses for the Bills. I'm going to guess that.
Boy, I love losing Super Bowls. The Bills is correct. Mike, MTV made its debut on the first day of what month in 1981?
August.
August is correct. Brian.
181.
Brian, who was the first NHL player to score 800 career goals?
Ooh. There's a couple of old school names bouncing around. I will guess. I don't know jack shit about hockey. Let's go with Bobby Orr.
Not a bad guess. Gordie Howe is what we're looking for.
Oh,
I would have guessed it
the
right.
wrong
Wow.
side.
That would have been my guess was Howe.
Mike, in what century was William Shakespeare born?
In what century? It would have been the 16th century. He was born in the 1500s.
16th century is correct. 1564 is what we're looking for. Brian, what author created the child protagonist who promptly explains his nickname to the reader in the following manner? Quote, my father's family name being Piprip and my Christian name being Philip, my infant tongue could make of both names nothing longer or more explicit than Pip, so I call myself Pip.
You want the book title?
We're looking for the author.
Oh, Charles Dickens.
Dickens is correct. Mike, in advertisements, what cosmetic brand promotes itself as easy, breezy, beautiful?
CoverGirl.
CoverGirl is correct.
Found like the one question in that category I could answer.
Brian, what singer is known for popularizing the dance move known as the twist?
Chubby Checker.
Chubby Checker is correct. Mike, in 2002, Slash from the Guns N' Roses joined forces with the now late Scott Weiland from Stone Temple Pilots to form what Grammy Award-winning band?
Their first album was fantastic. Velvet Revolver.
It is fantastic. Velvet Revolver is what we're looking for. Brian, in what decade was Instagram initially released?
The 2000s.
Oh no, it was the 2010s, early 2010s. Mike, in the hit HBO series Game of Thrones, what was the nickname of the sword used by Arya Stark?
Arya was Needle.
Needle is correct. Brian, we're heading back over to you. Often part of a traditional Jewish wedding, the ketubah is a type of what?
Ketubah. trying to think of. I will say a chair because I have nothing better to guess.
No, it's a little more complex than that. It's a form of a marriage contract.
Oh, okay.
Mike, how many points is a bullseye worth in archery?
Oh gosh. I have no idea how archery scored, to be honest. 500.
10.
Oh, well, okay. So the exact opposite of
Yep.
where I went. Okay.
Brian, what character have both Glenn Close and Emma Stone portrayed?
Glenn Close and Emma Thompson?
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. Oh, Cruella DeVille.
Cruella DeVille is a correct answer.
Well done.
Mike, he gets that. You get this.
Uh-oh.
In Spain, what popular U.S.-based reality TV show goes by the name No Te Lo Pongas? No Te Lo Pongas. Pongas.
This is when speaking Spanish would come really in handy. Gosh. I really have no idea. Big Brother, it's not right.
No Te Lo Pongas. What not to wear?
Never even heard of that reality TV show, so that makes me feel better.
Brian, going over to you. Name 2 of the 4 ghosts that feature in the arcade game Pac-Man.
Just 2, Inky and Blinky.
Inky and Blinky are correct. You're missing Pinky and Clyde.
Or Sue if it's Miss Pac-Man.
True.
Mike, who was the head of state in Japan during the Second World War?
Hirohito.
Hirohito is correct. Brian, who of the following did not become a husband on the HBO hit series or subsequent movie Sex and the City?
Hirohito.
Was it Smith, Harry, or Big?
I apologize. I cracked a joke. Could you just give me the 3 options again?
Smith, Harry, or Big?
And did not become a husband.
Did not become a husband on the HBO hit series or the subsequent movies of Sex and the City.
Okay. I'm pretty certain that she did end up marrying Big, so I will guess Harry.
She did marry Big, but the one we're looking for there is Smith.
Damn it.
Mike. A filluminist, Phillumenist, collects what?
A filluminist. Toenail clippings. No. It's not stamps. I forget what the term is, but I don't think it. But it's not that. I will say coins.
Not a bad guess. Matchbooks.
Ah, okay. Oh,
Brian.
luminous, yeah.
The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in what city eventually led to the start of World War I?
Okay. He was shot in... Oh, I know this. I know this. The only thing stuck in my head, and I can't get it out. I'm going to say Kosovo.
Sarajevo.
Sarajevo.
Yep.
All right, Mike, heading back to you. In what East Coast U.S. city was the Great Brinks robbery of 1950?
The Great Brinks robbery of 1950, East Coast. I don't know what that is. I will just say New York City.
Not a bad guess. Boston, actually.
Fuck, I said Boston, thought of Boston first, and then I changed my mind. Okay.
Brian, Which Bill Haley and the Comets rock and roll hit was their biggest selling single of the 1950s?
Gotta be Rock Around the Clock.
Rock Around the Clock is correct. I think it's Bill Haley and his Comets. Did I have that wrong? Neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Mike, according to a 2012 report by Forbes, what country counts 96 billionaires among its citizens, second only to the U.S.? As of 2023, this country has fallen to number 5.
Shoot. I really don't know. I don't know. Maybe it would have dropped because of the war in Ukraine or something. I'll say Russia.
Russia is a correct answer.
Okay.
Good guess.
Brian, on which animated 60s television series were the household appliances powered by animals?
The Flintstones.
Meet the Flintstones.
That took
They're
us
my
back.
Stone Age family. Mike, the cross between a male lion and a female tiger is called what?
Oh no, which way does this go? Male lion, female tiger? I think
Yes.
that's the liger.
That is a liger. Nicely done.
That's pretty
Brian.
much my favorite animal of all time.
Brian, passed by the Senate in 2010, the CALM Act, C-A-L-M, requires TV broadcasters to limit the volume of what?
Commercials.
Commercials is correct. All right, Brian, you got that. Mike, you get this one. On television, what type of animal was Flipper?
A dolphin.
Flipper was a dolphin. Brian, you're getting one easy one here as well. In the animated film Ice Age, what item is the obsession of Scrat?
Acorns.
Acorns is correct. Mike, Carlo Collodi created which famous children's character?
Oh no. Carlo Collodi. I've heard this name. Created which famous children's character? Come on. Why do I know this name? I'm going through children's characters and rejecting most of them because it's not any of those. Shoot. I don't know if I'm gonna get there. Carlos Collodi. God, that name sounds so familiar. It's not that. Paddington Bear.
Unfortunately not. This is a guy that you don't want his face buried in your ass when he's lying. It's Pinocchio.
Damn it. That's exactly who it is.
If you haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine, I apologize. Brian. Who was the last tennis player to have won singles, doubles, and mixed doubles titles in a calendar year at a Grand Slam tournament on 2 consecutive occasions?
Let's try Serena Williams.
No, Neil Frazier is what we're looking for.
Oh, gosh.
Ooh.
Mike, within 3 years either way, name the year these events took place. The Chicago Bulls won their first NBA championship, a total solar eclipse occurs, and the Super Nintendo Entertainment System is released.
1992.
That is a correct answer. All right, it might be that we did start with you. Time is up, but Brian, you're going to get one last question. And Brian, you are within 1. You are trailing Mike by 1 in this round. So if you get this right, you guys will tie for Hot Seat Round 1.
Okay. No pressure.
Taken literally, what animal should you see in a hippodrome?
Well, a hippopotamus is a water horse, so I'm going to say that in a hippodrome you would see a horse.
Horse is a correct answer.
Nice
and
job.
you're both going to finish the Hot Seat Round 1 with 13 points. Which means, Mike, you're going to carry a 2-point lead into our halftime. It is currently 17-15. And I am a little excited for this because our halftime is going to run a little bit different because, guys, I didn't write your halftime question.
Oh, no.
One of our Patreon subscribers, Chris Siege, reached out and says, hey, I've got a halftime question. I want you to use it if you can. I told him to send it over, and I love it. So we're going to go into that.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Siege.
Siege.
Your halftime category is this. I want you to name the bands of the 1990s that are suggested by the following 5 phrases.
Okay.
Okay.
You may want a pen and paper if you don't have one. So again, you're going to name the 90s bands that are suggested by the following phrases. Again, I will say these bands were active in the 90s, but some of them definitely were post-90s as well.
Okay.
I think most of them are still around too. So, all right. Your first little riddle here is this. An amount smaller than Elwood's brother.
Okay.
Again, that is an amount smaller than Elwood's brother. You both ready for number 2?
Yep.
Number 2 is, what Count Rugen had? Rugen.
It's Rugen, not Rugen.
Yep.
Did I say Rugen?
Mm-hmm.
132 proof. What Count Rugen had?
Got it. Cute.
Number 3, Ms. Lynch's predilection. Miss Lynch's predilection. Are you ready for number 4?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Number 4, numbering the murder. Numbering the murder.
Siege, these are awesome, by the way.
And wrapping up with number 5, Darth Vader respiratorially. Darth Vader respiratorially. I will give you all a minute to lock in your answers while I pour myself another glass.
I don't think I'm going to get the 5th one, but I have a guess. I'll lock in.
Same.
All right, we're going to go through these one by one. Your first one, an amount smaller than Elwood's brother. These are worth 4 points apiece, by the way. Brian, what did you have for number 1?
Elwood's brother is Jake Blues. And I racking my brain to come up with a band that fits that. I guessed Little Jake because I got nothing else that possibly fits.
Mike, what'd you have?
You were right there, Brian. Less Than Jake. Less Than Jake.
The band is called Less Than Jake. I did see them at a concert at one of it might have been the Warped Tour. And I got mad because I left 311 to watch Less Than Jake. That was a bad decision.
I like Less Than Jake, but yes, that was a bad decision. 311 puts on an amazing show.
Number 2, your clue was what Count Rugen had. Mike, what was your answer?
This took me a while because I was playing around with 6 fingers before I finally got to, well, if he has 6 fingers on his one hand, then that means he had 11 total. So I went with finger 11.
Brian, what'd you have?
I have never heard of that band, so I said Six Fingered Man.
Well, Brian, you're going to be a little paralyzed when you hear that finger 11 is a correct answer.
But I seem to be struck by you.
By the way, that is not their best song nor their best album. Grayest of Blue Skies by Finger 11 is a fantastic album. All right. Number 3. Miss Lynch's predilection. Brian, what'd you have?
This is when it all started to click finally. I put down Jane's Addiction.
Mike?
This one actually took me a little longer than the first 2, but I was like, it's probably Jane Lynch. I was trying to go with like Glee territory for a while before I finally locked in on Jane's Addiction.
Jane's Addiction is a correct answer. You both pick up the points there. Number 4, Numbering the Murder. Mike.
This was the closest I had to an insta-get. This is Counting Crows.
Brian.
Counting Crows.
You're both picking up the points there. And to go for the sweep, Darth Vader respiratorially. Brian, what'd you have?
I was surprised that I picked this one up very quickly and Mike struggled. I went with Weezer.
Wow.
Mike?
I'm so mad. Yeah, that definitely makes a lot more sense. I finally got what I thought was fairly close with Soul Coughing, and that's what I locked in with. But Weezer makes a lot more sense.
Weezer is a correct answer. Mike, you're going to pick up 16. Brian, you're going to pick up 12 in the halftime round. Yes, I know you have all their albums.
If you look over there, yeah, there's probably like 10 Weezer albums over there, which is way more Weezer albums than any human being should have, for the record.
Mike, you've doubled your lead coming out of the halftime round. It's a 6-point lead, 33-27. Still anybody's game. Brian, do you want to go first or second in hot seat round 2?
Having listened to all the questions in the order that they came, I was quite happy being in second place, or going second the first time. I'm going to stay there.
All right, you're going to stay there, which means, Mike, you're going to go first. 15 minutes are on the clock. Here we go. Mike, in U.S. dollars, what is the entry fee for the Pulitzer Prize?
Wow. All right, I'm going to go this is a trick question, and there is no entry fee, and say 0.
Incorrect. $75 what we're looking for.
Okay.
Mike, I want you to remember that question is, Brian, you get this one. That second, number 2 was probably a good choice. According to his hit song, what does Corey Hart wear at night?
Sunglasses.
Sunglasses is correct. Mike.
Love it.
Within 3 either way, how many teams participated in the inaugural FIFA World Cup?
Ooh. Let's see. It would have been, I actually don't know where that occurred. It probably would have been a little difficult to travel. I'm going to say it was just a nice round 16.
That is within 3. 13 is what we're looking for.
Okay.
Brian. Croatia, Slovenia, Bosnia and Herzegovina are independent countries that resulted from the breakup of what country in the early 1990s?
Sorry, could you list those again for me?
Croatia, Slovenia, and Bosnia and Herzegovina are independent countries that resulted from the breakup of which country in the early 1990s?
Yugoslavia?
Yugoslavia is a correct answer. Mike, which forward-thinking Russian ruler taxed any citizen with a beard because being clean-shaven was all the rage in Europe in 1698?
Oh, God. Name a Russian ruler around that time. Peter the Great.
Peter the Great is a correct answer.
Wow. Okay, I'll take it.
Brian, which martial art did Neil Adams excel in?
Who the hell is Neil Adams? Now wait, I think I have heard his name on this very podcast. Was it judo?
It was judo.
Oh,
Nice.
good.
Mike, what major U.S. city is Kanye West from?
Oh, gosh. I know this somewhere in the back of my mind, but I don't know. I don't know why my brain is saying Cleveland.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I said I don't know why, but my brain is saying Cleveland.
Well, Cleveland does rock, but this city gives a lot and it takes a lot. It gave us Kanye West, but it also gave us a 2016 Chicago Cubs World Series. He is from Chicago.
I knew it was that area of the country. Okay.
Wrong 2016 World Series team there, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, what hit song does Weird Al parody in his song Tacky?
Because I'm happy.
I'm glad you are, but can you answer the question? Happy is a correct answer. Mike, What is the northernmost country in Africa? Technically speaking, this means this country's land touches latitude untouched by any other African nation.
Great question. Brian, by the way, this may be the most fortuitous choosing of whether to go first or second. I'm
not unhappy with this choice.
Yeah, you should be. I mean, is it Egypt? It could all be. I'm going to say Algeria.
No, it's a Tunisia.
Tunisia, okay.
It's got that little part that sticks up right there.
Yeah.
Brian, we'll see if you actually think this or not, but what jockey, after being diagnosed with testicular cancer and told he had 8 months to live, made a miraculous recovery and went on to win the Grand National at Adelante? Aldeniti. Sorry, my bad. I'm mispronouncing that.
How about Lucky Johnson?
No, it'd be his name of Bob Champion. Mike,
okay.
Which city is the most populous in Alaska?
First of all, I just want to say that if I'm a horse trainer, I'm hiring the jockey with the last name Champion. Most populous city in Alaska, Anchorage?
Anchorage is correct. Brian, the ITTF is the primary governing body in which sport?
Oh, I could see that logo in my head. ITTF. Is that table tennis?
Table tennis or ping pong is correct.
Well done.
Mike, Kim and Park are two of the most common family names in which Asian country?
South Korea?
South Korea is correct. Brian, in 2016, which state was determined to be losing 1 football field's worth of land each hour to rising sea levels?
Well, I've got 2 choices. Either it's Florida or maybe Louisiana. Actually, I'm going to guess Louisiana.
Louisiana is correct, and I still find it funny. Americans will measure in anything but the metric system. Mike.
Damn straight.
Michael Myers is a fictional character from which slasher series of films?
Wayne's World. No, the Halloween series.
Austin Powers, Mike. Come on.
Yeah.
The
Halloween
Love Guru.
Series, correct. Brian, what vegetable plant does the Colorado beetle attack?
The Colorado beetle. We will guess potato plants.
Potato is correct.
Nice.
Mike, in 2010, what food mascot was given a makeover and new voice, courtesy of Robert Downey Jr.?
Gosh. Was that Mr. Peanut?
That was Mr. Peanut.
Good pull.
Brian, according to the buzz at the time, what date in 2012 did the Mayans predict would we see the end of the world?
Oh, was it like February 12th?
I've got to flag that one and come back to it because it is not showing on here.
No.
The formatting messed up the date. So I have
Okay.
44916, if that helps anybody.
Yeah.
We'll catch it at the end. Mike,
Yes.
in which state does the TV comedy series The Office take place?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania is correct. Brian, which British Prime Minister famously said, "History will be kind to me, for I intend to write it"?
Churchill.
Churchill is correct. Mike, the term Tin Pan Alley originally referred to a New York City district famously associated with what industry?
Oh man. Music?
I will give it to you. Songwriting specifically, but music, you're right there. So yes.
Okay.
Brian, what is Sir Elton John's real name?
Reginald. Reginald. It's there.
You got this. You got this.
Going through my keyboard. Hold on. Reginald.
We were just talking about The Office. Sorry. Not trying to throw you off.
Reginald Scott? Oh, no, Reginald Dwight.
I have to take your first answer, and you said Reginald Scott, which is incorrect. It is Reginald Kenneth Dwight.
I'm sorry, Brian. I probably messed you up on that one.
No, you got me there. I just took a detour on the way.
Mike, what tech company was launched in 2006 by Noah Glass, Biz Stone, Evan Williams, and Jack Dorsey?
Twitter.
It's just TWTTR, but yeah, we'll give you Twitter.
Right.
Brian, the popular 80s hit Too Shy was released by what band?
Too Shy. Hush, hush, I do I. No, wait. Is that Too Shy? All right. This is really good alcohol. I just want to point that out.
Win or lose, we still booze, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we have a new slogan.
Yes, it's so creative and original, too.
Do you want the question again?
No. Thompson Twins?
No, this would be Kajagoogoo.
Kajagoogoo. Crap.
Mike, April 12th, 2011 marked the 150th anniversary of what event in U.S. history?
What was it, 150th?
April 12th, 2011 marked the 150th.
The start of the Civil War.
Start of the Civil War is correct. Brian, whose acceptance speech did rapper Kanye West interrupt at the 2009 MTV VMA Awards?
My dear sweet Tay-Tay.
Taylor is correct.
Taylor
Why do I say VMA Awards? Never mind. Not going there. Mike.
Yep. You take your cash out at an ATM machine. I get it.
Mike, what Platinum REO Speedwagon album spawned 4 top 40 hits after its release in 1981?
Honestly, the only REO Speedwagon album I can name is You Can Tune a Piano, but You Can't Tune a Fish.
No, that'd be High Infidelity.
Okay.
Brian.
That rings a bell. Okay.
2 different queens have ruled Britain for at least 63 years. Name the one not named Elizabeth.
Victoria.
Victoria is correct. Mike. Which style of pants flaring out from the bottom half of the calf became fashionable in both men and women in the 1960s?
Bell bottoms.
Bell bottoms is correct. Brian.
Still worn by the U.S. Navy today.
Brian, what is the slang medical term for a rhinoplasty?
Nose job.
Nose job is correct. Mike. In which 1994 film did Bruce Willis play the role of Butch Coolidge?
Pulp Fiction.
I had already written down your points. Brian. Launched in 1979, model TPS L2 was the first what? So it's a brand name that we're looking for.
I'm sorry, could you read it again for me?
Launched in 1979, the model TPS-L2 was the first what?
The TPS L2.
I want to give you like a comparison here. So think of it as like the TPS L2 is equatable to like the original iPhone, and they've had different versions of it. It's the first what?
Okay, thank you.
It's a poorly worded question.
TPS L2. But it wasn't a TRS 80. Actually, I will guess that it was the first IBM computer.
Oh, not a bad guess. Actually, the first Sony Walkman.
Huh.
Okay.
Mike, within 3 years either way, name the year these events took place. The Dear Abby column first appears in newspapers. Elvis Presley storms the charts with Heartbreak Hotel. And John Lyndon, a.k.a. Johnny Rotten, is born.
Yikes. 1955.
Wow, 1956.
Okay.
Off by
Well done.
1. Brian, this will be the last question in the hot seat round. One of the sport's most famous players, Prince William, captained which team at the University of St. Andrews?
You're looking for which sport?
We're looking for the sport.
Okay. Water polo.
Water polo is correct.
Oh, nice.
Holy crap, Brian pulled that off. All right.
Well done.
And with that, I've got one that I've got to go back and research because Excel sucks.
I thought it was like December 27th. I thought it was later in the year.
I thought it was too, but I didn't want to sit there and stop it to make
Nope,
it up.
absolutely. Agreed.
Actually, Mike, do you have your phone on you? Mine is...
Of time was December 21st, 2012.
Okay. So, Brian, no points for you there.
Yep.
So, hot
12
seat round
12,
2. So,
okay.
Mike picking up 14. Brian picking up 11. It's still anybody's game as we head into our wager round. Your scores right now. Mike's got 47. Brian's got 38. Gentlemen, your wager round categories are as follows. British literature, music, and U.S. license plates. British literature, music, and U.S. license plates. You know the rules for wagering. You know how this all goes. Lock in your wagers when we hear a word from tonight's sponsor.
Hey, trivia lovers.
Hey, trivia lovers. Want to get the pub trivia experience?
All right. Wagers are locked in. We're going to go question by question through this. Standard lock-in rules apply. Question number 1 in the category of British literature. Quote, perhaps the first drama ever written with a homosexual hero is Sir Ian McKellen's description of what Christopher Marlowe play, officially titled, quote, The Troublesome Reign and Lamentable Death of blank, the blank, King of England, with the tragical fall of Proud Mortimer. Who fills in the blanks? Quote, perhaps the first drama ever written with a homosexual hero is Sir Ian McKellen's description of what Christopher Marlowe play, officially titled, quote, The Troublesome Reign and Lamentable Death of blank, the blank, King of England, with the tragical fall of Proud Mortimer. Who fills in those blanks?
Locked in.
Locked in.
We're moving on to question number 2. What 6-word song title meets the following criteria? This song was the basis for the Sunday Night Football song Waiting All Day for Sunday Night. Rolling Stone guitarist Mick Taylor played the guitar solo in this song. It was used as the breakup song in the DC Comics film Birds of Prey when Harley Quinn leaves the Joker. It was also this group's longest charting song at 26 weeks. That's 6 weeks longer than arguably their biggest hit, which reached number 1 back in 1988. Name that song.
Locked in.
All right, I don't have it. I'll lock in.
All right, we are moving on to question number 3, the category of license plates. Also known as Great Stone Face or the Profile, the Old Man of the Mountain was a rock formation featuring a series of 5 granite cliff edges on Cannon Mountain overlooking Profile Lake. It became a symbol of this New England state and a symbol of the Mohawk people before it collapsed in 2003, though it's still used on the state's license plate today. What U.S. state am I talking about?
I'll lock in.
All right. I will lock in.
All right, everyone is locked in. We're going to go question by question through this, starting back at the top with question number 1. The category was British literature. Perhaps the first drama ever written with a homosexual hero is Sir Ian McKellen's description of what Christopher Marlowe play, officially titled, quote, The Troublesome Reign and Lamentable Death of blank the blank, King of England, with the tragical fall of Proud Mortimer. Who fills in the blanks? Brian, your answer and your wager.
I did not know. This one does not. I could have come up with Christopher Marlowe, but you asked me to name a Christopher Marlowe play. I'm screwed. So I had to come up with a king that was a king the blank, or blank the blank. So just digging through the mental banks, I came up with Charles the Pious.
And what was your wager?
I wagered 8 on this one.
Mike, your answer and your wager.
I can name one Marlowe play, and this ain't it. So very similarly, I didn't have any thunder behind it. I just picked a British king that would have, or an English king that would have preceded that time. I just said Henry II, and I wagered 15.
No correct answers. The full name of the play is The Troublesome Reign and Lamentable Death of Edward II, King of England, and the tragical fall of Proud Mortimer. Edward II is who we're looking for there.
Do I get half credit for the second?
No.
Damn you.
Brian, you're going to lose 8, brings you into 30. Mike, you're losing 15, brings you into 32. Anybody's ball game going into question number 2. The category was music. What 6-word song title meets the following criteria? This song was the basis for the Sunday Night Football song Waiting All Day for Sunday Night. Rolling Stones guitarist Mick Taylor played the guitar solo in the song. It was used as the breakup song in the DC Comics film Birds of Prey when Harley Quinn leaves the Joker, and it was the group's longest charting song at 26 weeks, 6 weeks longer than their biggest hit, which actually reached number 1 back in 1988. Mike, what song did you have, and what was your wager?
I had absolutely nothing on this one. I kept thinking of songs. None of them were 6 words long. I couldn't even. It's been so long since I've watched Sunday Night Football. I couldn't even pull up what the hell that song sounded like. I never saw Birds of Prey. I know. So I had nothing. I eventually locked in on an incredibly wrong answer of I would do anything for love.
I feel like if you listen to Sunday Night Football just once, you'd get the cadence because it's the same damn cadence.
Okay. I couldn't. I was locked in on Monday Night Football. I could not pull up the Sunday Night Football song.
Brian, what's your answer and your wager?
So you started off the question with asking about the song, and my brain immediately jumped to Hank Williams Jr. All my Router friends are coming over tonight. And I went, no, that's 7. Wait, what? Oh, Sunday Night Football. And then reread it and realized that you were asking about the other one. Okay, yeah, we're good. Because this is, let's see, the 6-word title, Waiting All Day for Sunday Night, is the same musically, and it's a riff on I Hate Myself for Loving You.
And your wager?
I realized that if I was going to have any shot at this, I had to go big or go home. I wagered 25 on this one.
I Hate Myself for Loving You is not only what I text Brian every morning. It is a correct answer.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Brian, that's a 35-point swing. You're going to pick up 25. Mike, you're losing 10. It's 55-22 going into the final question. The category was U.S. license plates. Also known as Great Stone Face or the Profile, the Old Man of the Mountain was a rock formation featuring a series of 5 granite cliffs on Cannon Mountain overlooking Profile Lake. It became a symbol of the New England state, and a symbol of the Mohawk people. That was before it collapsed in 2003, though it's still on the state's license plate. What state am I talking about? Bryan, your answer and your wager.
Well, I figured I might as well just take my shot. I wagered my last 5 points on this, and it was, there's only a couple of states. One of them specifically is named for a mountain. And I know there's trees on that license plate, but I think there is something behind them. So I guessed Vermont.
Mike, your answer, your wager.
Yeah, I definitely thought about Vermont. I also wagered 5, and I couldn't really picture any of the New England state license plates, and I just thought to myself, hey, you know what? Chris is from Connecticut. Maybe this is a Connecticut question. So that's how I locked in, was Connecticut.
There's no mountains in Connecticut.
What?
There's mountains of traffic in Connecticut.
Oh, that's fair.
Not any correct answers. This is actually New Hampshire. So if you look at the New Hampshire, it's hard to tell by looking at it, but that little green, I'm assuming it's green colorblind, that little green part in the middle is 100% the 5 cliff ledges on Cannon Mountain. So no correct answers there.
I actually wrote down New
5.
Hampshire and I scratched that out and put Connecticut.
With a final score of 50-17, Bryan Nash is our winner tonight. Nicely done.
Nicely done, Bryan.
Once again, just change my name from J.K. Simmons to Blind Acorn, or Blind Pig, because I found me an acorn.
And then Scrat could come after you.
Well, I got that cat scratch fever 8-track. Bryan, you take the win. Mike, it's going to be your revenge game that'll be dropping right on our Patreon feed on Friday night. Tell Bryan what category you chose.
Well, I actually think Bryan will do really well in this one too, but I went hyper specific on I actually proposed a couple of categories to Chris, and I went hyper specific on all of them. But the one he ended up going with was films of 1999.
Ooh.
It should be fun, and it's going to be only for our Patreon subscribers. If you want to be a subscriber, if you want to support the show, be like our buddy Bryan, you're heading over to patreon.com/PTEBB. That is where all of the support and all the bonus content, including all of our back episodes of the Revenge Game, all these bonus trivia episodes we've been doing for years and years, it's all there. Hundreds of hours of content right at your fingertips. But you know what? We had fun tonight.
Yep.
Did y'all have a good time?
Oh, hell yes.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter. We're going to record again here in about 5 minutes. So, you know what? You heard the spiel already. If you want to check our socials, our Discord server, check the show notes. The link is in there. For the Pub Trivia Experience, I've been Chris.
I've been Bryan.
And I've been Mike.
We will see you next time. Until then, have a good one.